It's day 7 of our 12 days of Christmas, which means it is 7 swans are swimming. Now, on the basis I've not been able to find doves, geese, birds, I haven't been able to find swans either. Kind of, you can see the pattern emerging. No birds. So I went through and I started racking my brains. So how do I do swans? And then I found in my boxes these feathers. Now, technically they're ostrich feathers, but to be fair, when I look at them, I definitely think of swans. So I think they count as our 7 swans are swimming today. And I have a really pretty table setting to show you today. Again, really easy, really simple for you to do. So today's decorating idea has so many possibilities that you can go in so many different directions, but the concept is always still the same. And basically what I am going to do is I'm just going to wrap a small box, and that will be like a little present sitting on the plate as the table setting. Now, the box could be something that actually people unwrap, and so you could fill it with goodies, you could perhaps put some candy in it, you could use it as maybe giving them their Christmas gift. You could use it just like, I'm just doing a blank box, so there isn't going to be anything in it, and you could just wrap it so it just looks like a gift on the table, and obviously you can wrap it in whatever you choose to. You could do wrapping paper, you could do wallpaper. What I've done is, because today is our swan theme, I've actually printed off a vintage swan picture, a free picture that I've been able to download from the internet, and I've just printed it, and I'm actually going to use this to wrap my box. And so if you have a theme for your Christmas, you could obviously print off free images that tie in with your theme. I really love just this really pretty vintage swan, but you can pretty much use whatever you choose. And it's just as simple as taking your box and using your image or your wallpaper or your wrapping paper or whatever you're choosing to wrap with, and you're just going to wrap your parcel in that paper. And you can see now I just have a really sweet little parcel which has my swan on it. And then I'm going to add some twine. Now you could again use ribbon, you could use regular twine, you could use sparkly twine, you could do all sorts of stuff. I'm just using this kind of traditional, I want it to have that more of that vintage feel because I've gone with the vintage swan picture. So I'm just using this more traditional red and white twine. But again, you can choose whichever you think will work best for your theme or your decorations for your table. And you could do a different wrapping paper or a different design for each parcel. You could do all the parcels the same for your settings, so it has a very uniform look to it. Then I think I'm just going to tie a bow in mine, in the twine. And I have a little parcel that I'm going to put on, and what I am going to do now is I'm actually going to make myself a little tag that has the person's name on, and again a really cute little way of showing people where they're going to sit. It's a great name piece, but it is just a very, very Christmassy and very adorable. So today I've moved around the other side of the table because we're on day 7, and I've got these really pretty pink plates because it's all about swans, and it felt right to have pretty pink plates to go with our swans today. I'm using one of my lace napkins again, and today I'm just going to fold it diagonally into 3 and then in half this way. So it just sits nicely on the edge of the plate. And then we're going to put the other small pink plate on top. And then we have our box that has been wrapped in our vintage swan paper with the name tag, which lets your guests know where they're going to sit, and our cutlery. So there we go, another really simple idea that can make your table. And to be honest with you, you could use this decoration. I use the idea of decorating empty boxes all the time. So whether it's in vintage paper or even craft brown paper, different wrapping paper, you can make things, different decor look really, really pretty with just wrapped empty boxes. And it especially works when you're trying to get some height, because if you're doing your table or you're doing some decor and you need some height, if you just wrap an empty box in some nice paper, it's a great way for you to get some height on the display as well. So I think that looks great. So another place setting done. So it's time to start decorating the center of our table. And the place that I always start first is the big kind of anchor points that we're going to place. So we're going to obviously place one in the middle of the table, probably in the middle of this end of the table, and then again at the end of the other table. So I'm going to start with those pieces, and then we'll build everything else around it. So for my anchor points on this Christmas table, I'm going to use 2 different items. One is these old vintage books, and I love, love, love using books. There's something really, really special about them. They work well pretty much for any decor or any occasion, and they're always great because you can really vary your height. The other thing I'm going to use on the table are these wrapped boxes. Now these are just empty boxes that I've wrapped in the brown craft paper. I've used the traditional red and white twine, and then I've just added a little bit of greenery. And I'm going to use a combination of these throughout along the center of the table, and then we're going to build the other detail in once we have these in place. So I've added my anchor points all the way down the table. Now, at the moment it looks quite plain and quite bare, but what we're going to do is we're going to add the detail into these anchor points. But these now give us some height, they give us some structure to the table, and now all we have to do is fill in all the detail. So the next thing I want to do is add in my pine cone candlesticks to my boxes and books. And then we'll start putting greenery around it. So I've added my pine cones candlesticks to these books, and you can see I've just put the 3 together. I always try and put things in 3s when I decorate, and I've just used the 2 books as height and a couple of different heights on the actual candlesticks, and it gives this really nice effect that when we add the greenery around this as well, it's going to look really, really pretty. So I have 3 there, and I have 2 on this part of the table, and tomorrow I will show you how I'm going to put all the greenery on and what is the next detail we'll add. So our 7 swans are swimming uses 7 blocks, and I'm just going to cut these all out and we can see how the swans look. I think the swans are my favourites so far. They're looking really great. So 7 swans are swimming, are up, and we're ready for day 8. So it's that time again when we get to find out what our act of kindness is for today. And I'm going to pull out one of our tags. And the tag today says, say hello to a stranger. So I challenge you today to say hi to a stranger that you meet throughout your day. And I think that we're so busy these days that having someone just say hi to you or smile at you as you go through your day, especially someone you don't know, makes a big difference. And you almost kind of question, like, why are they saying hi to me? But I know that New Brunswick and this area is such a friendly province that I know this actually happens a lot anyway. But I think we can definitely add a little bit of extra kindness and happiness today by just smiling and saying hi to someone you don't know, because they probably won't be expecting it, and it'll be a nice thing for them to receive today. So challenge on, say hello to a stranger, and I will see you back here tomorrow for day 8 of our 12 Days of Christmas.